Your legacy's made in playoffs. Nowhere else.
We know what we have in the locker room, and we know we have a really good club.
We have a great opportunity here, and try to earn our respect.
You got that taste, and you want more when you understand how fun it is.
We all buy in. This one time, this 1 year, you can make something happen.
But we're just starting. That's the thing we have to fight. That we're just starting here. It's still a long road to go.
It is a hockey night in a hockey town. For the 432nd straight game, TD Garden in Boston is sold out. Boston trying to bring the Stanley Cup back here for the 7th time in franchise history. But some determined men stand in the way of that. The Columbus Blue Jackets marching into the building a short time ago ahead of tonight's Game 2 as they try to even the score in this playoff series. You know what the crowd's going to look like here. Back in Columbus, they're already gathering around the TV to see if the CBJ can win a 5th playoff game in 6 tries this postseason. With that, welcome live to our perch atop here at TD Garden in Boston. Welcome to Road to the Cup as we follow the Blue Jackets along the Stanley Cup playoff. We're going to take you right up to the NBC network coverage of Game 2 coming up at the top of the hour. We got a bunch of special guests coming up with us as Columbus tries to answer the physical challenge they expect from Boston in this Game 2 tonight. Jackets need a much better start tonight as well, and we've assembled the team to cover every angle for you. Our Dan Perlman is live tonight in the Arena District at our bar with Jackets fans as they're certainly getting warmed up and ready. Meanwhile, our Audrey Hassan is back at NBC4 headquarters with a look ahead to what to expect from Game 2. Audrey, let's start with you.
All right, Jared, thank you. It's an old expression, but it's also a factual one. A series does not start until the road team wins a game. It's simple for Columbus tonight. A win in Game 2 puts the pressure on Boston as the series comes back here to Columbus Tuesday night. The Jackets went through a full team skate yesterday at TD Garden. They went through an optional skate earlier this morning, just a few players taking part in that. In summary, they feel good. The fact Boston has played in 3 more grueling playoff games than Columbus has, it certainly works in the Jackets' favor in terms of fresh legs. Perhaps we'll see that tonight. The big point for the Jackets, get off to a better start.
We knew that it was going to be a hard series. It's only 1 game, but I thought we started playing the right way, and we just have to have our patience.
We got the game going and played a number of good minutes as far as our checking and being above the puck and just being smart on how we play. We're not going to have a tough time believing how to play. It's a matter of executing when the game starts.
I thought just our puck decisions. I don't think anyone was tired or felt, like legs weren't there. It was just more puck decisions and our timing in the game.
Like the game was too.
Yeah. We just didn't, we didn't execute some plays.
And it's time now to talk to the people. NBC4's Dan Perlman is live in the Arena District as the Jackets' most passionate fans get ready for tonight. Evening, Dan.
Yeah, right now, our bar is packed. As you would expect, this is hockey headquarters here in Columbus. You can see lots of CBJ fans already here, ready for Game 2, as we are a little less than 30 minutes away. And I know it's loud, but it's time for me to bring in Ruth Ann and Ed. You guys are here. You're ready for Game 2. You've been here for a little while. What do you expect out of this team coming out of the gate once the puck drops in about 30 minutes?
They got to play harder than they did the other night in the first period. Hit them hard and hit them long.
A couple standout points from Game 1. The Jackets outshot heavily in Game 1. 37 shots for the Bruins to just 22 for Columbus, not making Tuukka Rask work too hard. Jackets had scored 5 goals in the 4 games of the Tampa series via the power play. That unit went silent in Game 1. They went 0 for 4, but the penalty kill unit did its job, stopping all 4 Boston power plays. Now look, since we're in Boston tonight, we tried to get Matt Damon to come on. That attempt apparently failed because he wouldn't return my calls. So we went and got the next best Matt possible. Why is TV's Matt Barnes in Boston tonight wearing his CBJ colors? Why?
Fancy meeting you here, Jared. So I have a friend who lives in Hartford, big Blue Jackets fan. We used to go to our game every year in Columbus. Well, he moved here. Thought, you know what? No better time to go to a Jackets game than right now.
Where are you sitting?
8 rows from the ice, right side of the TV screen. Jackets attacked twice, though.
And let's do this, Mike. Let's show everybody. Matt, turn and show everybody the back of your shirt, please. A very clever expression. The Boston fans, I'm sure, are impressed.
Yes.
So you've made the commitment to come in here already.
Yeah.
What's your thought about the reaction from Jackets fans you've seen so far after the 4-game sweep?
Well, the reaction's been amazing. I mean, every fan, I think, just feels like they're happy to be here.
Yeah.
But now that we are here, I think they want to see another win. And the Jackets fans I've seen here, a little intimidated, I think, by the Boston fans.
Yeah.
They're only wearing hats. I feel like I'm being brave by wearing the CBJ, actually. But they've been very friendly so far. We'll see how they are inside the arena, though.
Okay, well, especially if it goes the right way.
Exactly, if it goes the right way. I tell you, though, the Bruins fans, they expect a 6 or 7-game series, the ones I've talked to. They are very respectful of this Jackets team, which I don't know if Lightning fans were. Yeah. Just Bruins fans, I think, they are impressed by what they did with the Tampa Bay.
It's so strange. Barnesy and I used to work together literally every day, and we had to come to Boston to see each other nowadays. Maddie, good luck tonight, buddy.
You never call. Oh, thank you, though.
Don't say that. That's not true. We have a lot more Road to the Cup coming up, including another special guest who's going to be joining us here, the president of hockey operations for the Blue Jackets, John Davidson, will be with us about the rise of his team and what comes next for him. Plus, you're going to meet the passionate group of fans behind the Fifth Line movement. And you're also going to hear from the men who are going to call tonight's game on NBC4, the legendary Doc Emmerich and also Mike Milbury, NBC analyst. All that ahead on Road to the Cup. I'm going to get out of the way right now and let you see down on the ice as the teams are out for pregame skate. We were talking about potential lineup changes for Columbus tonight. We'll keep an eye out to see if Ryan Dzingel really does come out of the lineup, and we'll see if Alexander Venberg gets his debut appearance in these 2019 playoffs, something we've been following through the day. So we'll keep an eye out for that as the teams are out right now getting loose and the fans are making their way slowly into the building. For the time being, we'll go back to Columbus. Audrey Hassan standing by with a look at the fan base supporting the Blue Jackets. Audrey?
Yeah, Jared, I had a chance to meet up with some of the biggest Blue Jackets fans. In 2013, Jordan Mills was a college student and a diehard CBJ fan. He didn't see any social media sites run by fans that he liked, so he created the CBJ Artillery account and podcast. One night, he used the hashtag #WeAreTheFifthLine as a rallying call to fans, and a movement was born.
In basketball, you have the 6th man, so we thought hockey, there's 4 lines that go over the ice, so why not make the fans the metaphorical 5th line?
And it immediately took off. Within the first day, the slogan appeared as the #1 trending topic in Columbus on social media.
Something that everybody could rally around and hashtag on Twitter, and that's what everybody is talking about.
Now the CBJ Artillery has more than 40,000 followers across all their fan sites.
We have 4 to 5 guys that help operate the daily operations of the CBJ Artillery, whether it's responding to people, working on our merchandise, working on our podcast. It's a pretty big operation, and it's a part-time job for all of us.
The phrase "We are the 5th line" hangs at Nationwide Arena as a permanent staple of the franchise.
Album or whatever, and just be like, hey, you did that. And it's cool to hear the players talk about it. It's cool to see the organization tweet about the 5th line.
The Artillery hosts the podcast in a CBJ-themed room behind Lamp Apparel in the Short North. It's decorated with Jackets memorabilia the guys have collected over the years and framed tickets dating back to 2005.
The biggest thing about the Artillery is we're just average fans. We're just trying to, engage with fellow 5th liners and have a good time with it.
But their podcast has even picked up hockey fans internationally.
Over there, we're Canada, United Kingdom, Sweden, Russia. Those are our top 5 streamed, which is insane.
The CBJ Artillery aims to rally the Columbus fan base even more this postseason.
Best team in Blue Jackets history on paper, and I really feel like they can make a deep run.
I'm glad that the Artillery is a big part of that, I think, and pushing that fan base into making something special here.
And Audrey, those fans have had quite a bit to cheer about recently because of John Davidson's hockey team, what they've done. John Davidson, the president of hockey operations for the Columbus Blue Jackets, joins us here ahead of Game 2. We're now 5 games through the playoffs. I can't imagine your pride and what you've seen so far.
I'm more concerned about the next 3 hours here, to be honest with you. I'm happy for a lot of different reasons regarding the hockey club. There's been a lot of hard work, starting with ownership. The support from the fan base has been incredible. When you go through a build when you're in last place and try to get it into a situation where you have a chance to take a run at it, that's a long, hard ride.
We're back on Road to the Cup from Boston, joined now by the broadcast team from NBC who will call tonight's game. Mike Ginrich and Mike Milbury. Doc, you get the leadoff here because you got your doctorate in the state of Ohio at Bowling Green State University.
They're trying to forget that back there.
I doubt that sincerely. Wanted to ask you about your thoughts 5 games into the playoffs and what Columbus has done here.
Oh, it's generated amazing coverage throughout the league because they knocked off the big giants. I mean, there has not been a team in the salary cap era that was as powerful and overwhelming as Tampa Bay, and they knocked them off. I thought, and I said to some people, but apparently not on your station in Columbus, that the worst nightmare for Tampa Bay was to have to play Columbus in the first round because of the physicality of the team and the fact that there are some smaller but skilled players on Tampa Bay, and I thought Columbus would do very well. But it's been marvelous. It's a wonderful story. We're glad we're here to watch them.
And a big part of the Columbus story, Mike, is obviously Sergei Bobrovsky and what he's done in net. We saw flashes of that in Game 1 in this series, stopping 34, 37 shots. But what can they do better to support him in net?
The 8-day layoff was apparent. They came out flat. Boston stormed the gates in the first period. If it wasn't for Bobrovsky, it could have been 4 goals for Boston. He was outstanding. Continued to play well as Columbus started to improve their forecheck game, which they did in the second period. But unfortunately for them, Johansson and Coyle combined a couple of tremendous plays, and Bobrovsky had no chance on either one of them. So what they need to do, Columbus, in this series now is reestablish the heavy forecheck that was so effective against Tampa. They were dominating. I don't think Tampa really knew what was hitting them, but in a little bit of tremors in the legs of some of the guys on Tampa Bay.
I'll be following that very closely. One quick thought. What's your key element you're looking out for tonight in Game 2?
Oh, I like to see bodies fly, and I think more of that, and I think both teams are expecting it, so we'll look forward to that.
Biggest point for you?
Well, I want to see the physicality, but I temper that with caution for some of these guys.
I'll be looking forward to a very interesting Game 2. Doc, Mike, thanks very much for joining us. Audrey, let's go back to you in Columbus.
All right, thank you. Well, let's check back in with NBC4's Dan Perlman, who's out meeting more Jackets fans before the start of Game 2. Dan?
Yeah, you know, it is so packed right now here at the R-Bar in the Arena District. I cannot move, but John can turn the camera around and you can get an idea what it is like in here right now. I do want to bring in a couple of fans really quickly. Lorraine, you're the brand new Jackets fan. Who's going to win tonight and why?
The Jackets, because they're awesome. They're a great team. Awesome team.
All right, describe this atmosphere for me. I mean, this is incredible, right?
Oh my God, it's so much fun. So much fun.
All right, Jackets are going to come home tied 1-1, right?
Yeah, they're going to play hard, hit hard, and bring home the win because it's time.
All right, well, I think you can get the idea. The fans are pumped with the game about to start in just a little while. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Dan. Well, here's another live look inside TD Garden, drawing closer to face-off for Game 2. Just minutes away here on NBC4. Back with some important Game 2 notes after this.
This note from the NHL today. History suggests the Blue Jackets better get it done tonight. Teams that take a 2-0 lead in a best-of-7 series win that series 86% of the time. In these playoffs so far, 3 of the 4 teams which went up 2-0 in a series ended up closing that series out. Back live in Boston for one final segment here before we take you up to the top of the hour and network coverage. Again, checking on pregame skate for the Blue Jackets. We're still not sure who's going to be out there, whether it's Ryan Dzingel or Alexander Wenberg, but both took part in pregame skate here. Really curious to see what that opening 10 minutes looks like for Columbus and their response from the loss in Game 1. We're here to bring it all to you for the first time ever in prime time on NBC4. It is the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Boston Bruins, round 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Doc Emmerich, Mike Milbury have the call next. We'll see you right after the game on NBC4 at 11.